quick, a train is coming and there are humans on the rail. Wait, the right track is empty, but oh no, it doesn't have a cool loop. What do you do now? But I'm getting ahead of myself here. Recently, I took a train and doing my usual hallucinations, I noticed that trains have not received any significant content updates in the past 200 years. So today, I'm gonna change that. For a working train system, I need a train, rails, human participants, and hospitals. I created a simple train, made a movement script, and now the train is doing train stuff. But Alex, this is not how trains move. And the train looks like Thomas the Tank Engine. Well, without its shell. And not like a real train. You're right, voices in my head. Turns out beans aren't the best trains. So let's model a real one. But the selection is way too big. So here's my train tier list. USA. The trains go as fast as the average 30-year-old German car. F tier. Japan. Clearly A tier. England. S tier for style. Germany didn't arrive. G tier. And lastly, Sweden. An obvious S tier. Now I only need to model them in Blender. First, start Blender, delete the default cube, create a new cube, enlarge it, add some details, and you got a real nice ride. Here's the final train when game, but the movement is still not law accurate since trains can't fly. So the last thing we need are rails. Cue another montage. First, draw a rail shape, then extrude it along a path. Then you got rail. A little coding magic and you got intersections. Now move the train along the path and you got something that looks like a real train. Also I imported a couple of other things like islands, buildings, humans, and the rest of my other city building games, so that the train has a bit more personality. And now I finally have a functioning train that you can drive around and do train stuff with. For some reason, trains have a bad image in some countries, and to be honest, it's kinda understandable. I mean, train rides are cool and all, but no one really likes being stuck shoulder to shoulder with strangers in a tight cabin. But if you tie them down, throw in a few loops, people love that shit. So I'm gonna add loops and jumps, so people will happily use my train rides. Loops are a pain in the ass to implement because rotation stuff is hard, but you don't care about that, do you? So here's the final loop-de-loop. Look how much fun they're having. That's way better than before. Oh shit. Turns out circular loops make people go, since the G-force is so strong that it's basically like driving against a wall. That's why real loop-de-loops are usually tear-shaped, which you can now also do, but it's not like tear-shaped loops aren't dangerous at all. This ride, for example, was first thought up by Juliana Urbonas. Yeah, that one. By constantly being under 10G, you pass out and at the end of the ride you will probably respawn at your Minecraft bed. And if that for some reason doesn't happen, you even get a second ride. I felt this would be a bit morbid with all the people flapping around and stuff. Instead, I added a jump, which should definitely do the job. Oh, yeah, I forgot to add real physics. So let me give you a little lesson about train physics. In total, there are 5 different forces acting on the train. The first one is the normal force. The normal force is the friction that acts against the train. Oh, sorry. Even I got bored editing the physics part of this video. Please hurry up. Okay, thank you. Finally back to physics. Okay, you know what? Frick physics. Train jump slow. Boom, fire. Train go fast. Boom, fire. Train do nothing. You guessed it. Boom, fire. That's what you get, John Physics, for making everything so complicated. Oh, also, trains shouldn't be able to go at the speed of sound through curves, so I made the train turn slightly in curves. And if it turned too fast, they will boom, fire. Ah, just kidding, they will just derail. Okay, I will stop physically tormenting people. Mentally though. So have you ever heard of the trolley problem? Basically you got 5 people on the current track and 1 on the other one. Do you pull the lever? A perfect way to cause lifelong PTSD. Don't believe me? I made a game that you can play right now in this video, but it only works on a computer and you need to enable the English captions. If you did these steps correctly, you should now see humans and a train. You are only allowed to move everything along the rail. You get points for getting the humans into the safe zone. If a train is hit by a duck, you lose. And humans die if they are hit by the train or a duck. Quick, the game starts now. Jokes aside, the trolley problem is obviously a stupid ethical dilemma made by ethics professors who just want to stay employed. Years ago, this prodigy has already figured out the perfect solution to the classic trolley problem. So I need to invent new, more complicated trolley problems. Firstly, you're a train conductor and decide where to go, so you're always morally responsible. Secondly, I need a few participants. I captured the entire population of my city, which should be sufficient for now. Lastly, here are my 3 different ideas to improve upon the classic trolley problem. First, obviously, add loop-de-loops and jumps. Now making a decision is already a lot more difficult, but that's not all, because secondly, you can hover over the people and find out all of their personal history. Like this guy, who might cure cancer and... oh no. Yeah, that choice was a bit too easy. And lastly, all of your decisions are live broadcasted to your family and friends, who are also split between the rails, obviously. Here's the final trolley problem. You gotta decide if the lives of 5 bad people outweigh the life of 1 good person. But that's not all. There's also a loop and a sick jump. And lastly, one part of your family will know what you did and one will not. Oh, and at the end is a cool jump, just to make things complete. What do you do now? Well, I mean, I can't look into the future and read your comments, but I can go for a test run. Huh? Yeah, I think there's still some bugs left. But if you really want to comment something, tell me what I should do for my next game I'm working on, and I will pick the top 3 suggestions and add it to the game. I won't tell you what the game will be about, and that will make it even funnier. Now that everyone is sleeping, I quickly implemented a hospital to fix them up. And that's it for the video. Like, subscribe. Oh, you say I forgot the Warcrimes. No, I just implemented them. Here, that's a war crime. Wait, you're confused? Well, according to the Geneva Convention, or as I like to call it, Geneva Checklist, you're not allowed to use the Red Cross in non-humanitarian ways, which includes games apparently. But wait, I used a simple trick that won't get me into trouble, hopefully. I set the default hospital sign as green, which is completely fine according to the Geneva Convention. But I also added customization options, meaning that you can change the color to any color you want to. All in all, this means that now my game is the only game that lets you commit real war crimes as an official feature. That's about it. If you like the video, click the buttons and do the things. I promise the next video will be out faster. Maybe see you next time. Bye!